Hello, 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 hello. Woo! We're here with you again. Actually, I'm here with you again. Brett Shiner
I'm here for the first time today.
Is here with his vampire hat. For the first time today, we are streaming our Dev Plays event, which is happening during the Dungeon Chase.
Yeah, and this is a great time to do an intro because my group just pulled the boss.
Oh,
so it's good.
That's great. So, for those of you who can't read, and there's not many of you, but who knows, Brett is our lead designer for WildStar, and I am the community manager for also WildStar. And we're here to do some dev plays. We're also here to answer a bunch of questions. We would prefer, Brett, tell us what you do.
I am, fancy title is multiplayer systems lead. So basically my team makes all of the dungeons, which we were playing. We also work on the adventures and expeditions and raids. We also work on battlegrounds and a little bit on arenas and some other PvP stuff. So lots of stuff that if involves a group in an instance, we were probably involved in it in some way.
That's excellent. So you would be really, really great at answering what kind of questions?
Trivia questions.
What kind of trivia questions?
Jeopardy ones.
Okay.
About multiplayer stuff. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
I have something to warn you about.
Why must you make me big?
Right before we came back to do the stream, I went and saw Deadpool.
Are you kidding me?
And it's amazing, and it makes me want to troll really hard, thus the Vampire Fangs hat. So, fair warning.
I'm actually a little bit mad at you.
It's really good. Anyone that hasn't seen it, it's actually really good.
No spoilers, no spoilers.
So,
okay, I want to see it, so definitely no spoilers. Are you going to see it again? Is it that good?
I might see it again at some point. I don't often see movies multiple times in theaters. Like even Star Wars, which I really like.
It's just a one time only. So. I saw it twice.
If there's other people that are like, hey, there's a bunch of us going to see this movie, I'll go along. So.
Okay, cool deal. Well, we kind of have a really busy show. We're going to try to keep interacting with you. We found that it's kind of challenging to talk to you at the same time while we're playing. For some of us, me really, because I don't multitask well. But at least we're going to get some questions out of you and hopefully have some answers for you as well. In the meantime, let's get some business out of the way. This last week, you might have seen that we had a State of the Game address. Chad went ahead and not answered a bunch of questions, but he actually took into consideration all of your feedback in regards to WildStar, and he put together a State of the Game address that answered a lot of those questions about where WildStar is going, where it's been, and our plans for the future. And in that, we've also announced Arcterra. And if you haven't seen it, please go to YouTube. You can watch. We showcased Arcterra last week on the live stream, and I was here with Gary, and I was also here with Morgan, and we were showing off all of the cool stuff that Arcterra is coming with. In addition to that, Steam was announced that we're going to be going to Steam. That'll be happening again later on in the year, around the same time, but not with necessarily our next Arcterra update. So just to kind of clarify a few things, I know a lot of you had a lot of questions about that, and so I wanted to make sure that you knew what was going on, and that was that. We always do a giveaway, and we're going to do a giveaway today, and this is a pretty awesome giveaway. Maggie, do we have something online, a picture of the Taurine sword cat? I thought we had posted something online. If not, it's this really awesome mount, and it's from the Taurine Sisterhood, and it's this really cool Pumera mount with like big old gigantic tusks coming out. He's really cool. So we're going to give one of those away. It's a pretty hot item because it's kind of a new model mount. There he is, right there. Excellent, looking awesome. Everyone wants one. So we're going to go ahead and give one to you. What you have to do, though, is a little bit of work for it. You have to be following the Twitch WildStar channel. And then in it, you have to type one word, cupcake. All caps, cupcake. And we will go ahead and choose from the pool of people who put in their cupcake. And we'll pull a winner from that at the end of the show. Just so you know what's going on, this is going to be a 2-hour episode because we're running dev plays for 2 hours. We're really excited about these opportunities to get in game with you. The purpose of this dev play is to get in and do some dungeons. And so the best way to do that, if you're watching and you want to play with a dev, is to go into your capital city where multiple devs are running, piggyback running different dungeons all the way, and some of them are actually running some veteran dungeons, right?
Yep. I'm
Yep.
in veteran tournament
You're
right
in a
now.
veteran. So
Yep.
what will happen is once the run is done, devs will go right back into the capital city, and they'll type "join on me" in the chat. At which time you can join on them for whatever dungeon that they're in. So it'll be, join on me, Kelvareth normal. You might see,
Yep.
and in which case join that dev, or join on me Proto Games Academy veteran. So, and then join, again for that. And then this is just a perfect opportunity for us to get in game with you. I found, at least during the last run that we did one for our European audience, and what I liked about it is I was in a group with 4 other people. And they were really chatty with me and everything, and that was really cool. It was really nice to be able to get just kind of this one-on-one small groups where we get to interact with you, and we hope that you like it too.
I'm really proud. I think my bot just pulled a group. It's great.
Yay! That's excellent. Just don't wipe. Not on the stream. Super kill. Also, we have some items in the store, some newer items. Valentine's Day is coming up. It's on Sunday, right? Sunday is Valentine's Day. So in the store, we have these cute little things. I'm going to show them off. Here we have, I'll open up the store because you can get a better image of him. But, he's little Snuggles, and he does really cute things when he's idle, or when you're idle. He'll chase things and do some fun stuff. And then here's a really good image of him right there. And maybe if we wait long enough, he'll actually do something super cute. There's 2 variation choices. One is a character or a single claim only, and the other one is a multi-claim only. So it's for whichever one you want. If you want just one and you want it on your character, you don't have many, any characters, just pick the one and there you go. If you have multiple characters and you want to see this little guy on all of your characters, go ahead and pick the multi-claim option. Super easy, awesome, cool. And eventually, if we sit idle long enough, he'll go ahead and do something cute. You'll see he has a little heart on his heart. That's adorable. There was really like this.
These pets are out of control.
Yeah, they are, number one. Number two, in the office when this was first available and it came on live and everybody logged in and to see all of the fun stuff, you could hear like the whole office, men included, no less, just like this, it was kind of so sweet, it was sick. But he's adorable. Let's see. Tired of waiting for him. There's other things. Oh, we got the Realm broadcast. So if you're in game, we are here and ready and willing to play some dungeons with you. But I'm going to go into my house. And I'm going to show you the other things that you can get. So there's a cool bed. See that heart-themed bed with a little Chua, Cupid Chua. And then there's some plushies. You got the Yeti plushie and the Skeech plushie. We got that plushie. And then a big heart. I thought about like making the big heart into a big bed. I could still do that if I want. I don't know if I want to though. Yeah, let's make him into a bed. Oh, if I could grab it. There we go. There we go. Make it huge. There. It's a big bed. All right. There. And I will jump through it. It's a big floating bed. So anyway, these are the cool things that you can go ahead and get in the store. They're available. Go in there, especially get a little Snuggles because he's just so adorable. It's a Snuggles bed is what that is, that heart bed. And then I'm going to go down and start to enjoy some fun. Oh, and there's one more thing. If you guys haven't seen it, we have the Strange Snarflinks out again and available. He was away for a little bit, and now he's back. And he will look at us while we fly around because it's really disgusting. I don't know why I like this one so much. It's probably my favorite mount. How about you?
The Starflinks are pretty amazing.
Yeah. But like the Strange Snarf?
Yeah.
Definitely like my favorite.
Although they did let us set up all these accounts so that we could actually like spawn some gear and put stuff on so that we could actually like play the veteran dungeons. But these are temp accounts, not actually our play accounts.
Yes,
so I spawned and set up. It's kind of, you can see it on the bottom left of my screen. I'm using the Datascape mount for killing Avitus.
Wait. Really? Aw, man.
You should just show them your character again, because your character is adorable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maggie wants me to show off my character.
Look at his mustache. Like, zoom in.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's super special. Your characters are always like really cute and cool, but they're also the most disturbing.
Those things all go together.
That's true. If it's not disturbing, it's not worth it. Yay! So let's go and have some fun with everybody. I'm going to get to where some people are hanging out because, I love the peoples.
All right, let's start off with some more questions in chat. So if you have any questions, just do Q, : and then your question. Please don't repeat them or they'll be removed. I'm queuing them up. So our first question is from Zephyrin. Pappy as the boss, more like the caretaker or more Avitus?
Wait, what was the question? I couldn't hear you.
Zephyrin wants to know, Pappy as a boss, more caretaker or more Avitus?
Pappy as a boss, more caretaker or more Avitus?
Way more caretaker. Avitus is lots of like ranting and crazy and weird plans. Caretaker is like kind of snarky, but also really, really likes explaining things.
Yes, definitely cool. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna start I'm gonna
I'm
start
gonna fall behind
small.
my group, but hold on. I had something on Twitter. It's totally unrelated, but it's amazing.
All right.
Okay.
So
I can bring up your Twitter too if you want.
someone got kicked out of a soccer league, and I have to give them my condolences because it was very sad. Mr. Garudo, after meeting with the management of our league, we've unfortunately decided to ban you from our under 17, under 18 co-ed soccer league because of your behavior. We've given you warnings on multiple occasions, and you still do not respect our authority. So I'm going to skip a bit. These are some of the infractions that have been reported. Making a phone call while playing on the field, refusing to wear shin guards, pretending to shoot a bow and arrow at opposing players after scoring, running into the goal while hiding ball in shirt, refusing to wear shin guards again, removing shirt after scoring, sitting on the opposing team's bench, wearing a cowboy hat during the game, scoring 14 goals with 3-goal limit per player, getting a red card, changing jerseys after receiving the red card and attempting to play the remainder of the match. And then on this one, you followed all the rules this week, so they're confused. Eating a banana on the field, giving birth to soccer ball after scoring, altering the scoreboard, and wearing a natural light tank top as a uniform. Now, I don't know if Diego, I'm going to assume he was in the US, but congratulations, sir, you're doing God's work in that, because that was amazing.
I just liked the hiding the ball in the shirt part.
All of them are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Like taking phone calls while you're actually playing the game. Yeah, trying to switch shirts, especially because it's just like a random like casual co-ed league.
Yep.
Oh, they put me in combat and I can't get the
invite
flow.
group. Who else?
And we have questions.
Yep.
A lot of them. They're queuing up. So Jagger or Jaeger 6405 wants to know, is there a faction rep in Arctera for which we can use Protostar promissory notes?
Okay,
They're
so
piling up in my bank.
are you reading those questions on your mic on the stream so they can all hear you?
Yes.
Okay,
you don't
so
have
we
to
don't need
repeat them.
report-
You're
repeat
good.
them?
Yeah, we got that fixed for you, Brett.
I actually asked about that. That came up in this morning's stream, and I asked. Initially, the Protostar rep contract guy will not be available for Arctera. He might get turned on eventually, but that is going to be disabled initially, basically specifically because of that. Otherwise, folks would just save up all their promissory notes and go from 0 to max rep immediately. And that's no bueno.
All right. And the next question is from Selleck Gymnast. And they want to know, when is Red Moon PTR? TT, please.
Soon TM. It should only be a few weeks. It's not too far off. We're getting pretty close internally of doing builds and testing them, making sure they're working correctly and stuff like that. So it shouldn't be too far off.
Next question is from Tawa Tawa. A lot of you guys were here earlier in the morning stream. And they want to
Thank
know,
you for coming back.
time travel, are there plans to add in more rewards for level 50 players to queue up and help out in normal dungeons, such as small glory bags, so they can still have progression? I feel
Okay,
like you asked this question earlier as well.
Yes, so that was actually something. So we aren't doing that specifically. One of the things, I asked them to ask the question, because one of the things we're doing that is similar to that is we've had a bit of an issue where folks don't, if someone is new to veteran dungeons, this is specifically for veteran dungeons, if someone is new to them, the groups tend to not want to help. So one of the things we're adding is actually a couple things. We're adding a quest line so that when you hit level 50, it does a much better job of kind of showing you like, here's all the different content types. This is sort of the order you should do it in. Right now, one of the first quests you get is actually, he's gonna let us. Hildigan tried to kill us. One of the first quests you get is for the Genesis key, which asks you to go to veteran dungeons. Since those are not what you should be doing if you're a fresh level 50, we are changing that around and adding a new quest line. So it says like, hey, you should maybe go do some daily quests or some expeditions and then maybe some veteran adventures and then get to veteran dungeons and kind of go through it that way. One of the other things we are adding is about to die, is a bonus if there's a player in the group who has never cleared an instance, and this is for veteran for sure, I believe normal as well. The first time they clear the instance, the entire group gets a big bonus of bonus XP and rewards and stuff like that. And we're doing that specifically to encourage players, instead of it feeling, not necessarily a punishment, but like if someone's never done the instance before, it's kind of like, oh no, we're gonna have to teach them stuff like that. We're actually gonna change it around so that when that happens, it's actually a huge bonus for the whole group. So people will be more excited to say like, oh, someone has never done, I'm doing Veteran Sword Maiden right now. Someone's never done Veteran Sword Maiden. Let's help them through the instance because we're all gonna get a big bonus reward. And so that's kind of how we're going after that. Please go away. So it's not exactly the same thing, but those are some changes that are coming along with the Arctera update that I wanted to explain.
Excellent.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you were done. You paused.
Sorry.
He's never done, never.
Oh, no. Now I'm in combat.
Jirakai wants
left
to
me.
know, will the item upgrade system be implemented in Drop 7? Or if not, will it be in-game before Red Moon?
I don't know the exact time frame. Oh, dang it. But it will not be in the Arctera update. Some point after that, but I don't know the exact ETA, but it's very unlikely that it will be in that one.
And the next question is, will there be runes for the new item level from RMT hard mode?
None of the loot for Ribbon Terror has been created yet, so we do not know exactly how that stuff will be set up. So none of those runes or loot or new tier of gear or any of that stuff has been made yet. This first pass, the stuff in Red Moon Terror that's going to show up on the PTR, is only going to be the 7 bosses. And then we will turn on other stuff kind of as we go, but the initial pass is just the 7 bosses and it's nothing else. And so it's specifically for mechanics testing, so we won't have any of the loot or anything like that.
So before I ask this next question, can we get a good zoom in on your character? All right, there we go. All right.
Even have glowing eyes.
So this next question is, can we get a pet of Time Travel's tune?
I would be fine with it, but I feel like the Chua as a race would be very insulted and very upset and start trying to blow things up, like wine glasses for Malvolio. So you should try and convince Pappy. That is a Pappy question. I would not mind. But I do, every time I make a Chua, if I take the time to actually do the character, this is clearly the best one, is like the bright red fur with the super mustache. It's definitely the way to go.
Grumptopus wants to know, I asked Dee Dee before, but I want to ask time travel now. What's on the top of your design wish list?
Multi-queuing. It's in progress. It's being worked on. I want it more than all the other things. It helps solve a bunch of the issues that can plague various instance types. One of the things, like for Battlegrounds, like Daggerstone requires 15 people, but a lot of times the Battlegrounds will pop because there's 20 people in queue, and so it just kind of kicks it off. Or like war plots take a really long time. And one of the reasons that it's kind of punishing's not totally accurate, but sort of that, is if you're in queue for a war plot, you can't actually be in queue for anything else. And that sort of really prevents players from being able to do all of a lot of the content that maybe takes longer for a group to be found. And so multi-queuing would allow players to be like, I mean, I don't think there'll actually be a button, but effectively just kind of be like, I'm going to queue for the things, comma, all of them. And then with whatever order they show up in, you go and do them in that order. And I think that would just make all of the content better. You know, whether it's dungeons or adventures or arenas or battlegrounds or any of that stuff. It would make all of that a lot more accessible. Okay.
So sorry if there's a little.
I'm just gonna dance over here and let my group handle.
You're gonna
things.
dance?
Yeah.
Let's
Starglick
dance.
wants to know, hello again. Will there be
Hello.
something special on this weekend in the name of Valentine's Day, except the items in Game Shop, of course?
We do not have a full event for Valentine's Day this year. It's not on the scale that we did for like Shades Eve and Winterfest. But we have the store updates, so it's a little sort of thing to keep everyone aware of it. And then, oh no, folks will be able, later in the year, we'll have a bunch of other events that are very exciting.
I feel like the two of you should put on a special outfit or take out a bouquet of flowers or something for this next question. It is, will you be my date for Valentine's Day?
Oh.
Please, I'm so lonely.
Well, okay. What are we doing?
That's a good.
What are we doing?
Because I already saw Deadpool, so like you're out of options for things for us to do that are actually fun. Oh God.
Well, what
I'm
about like a
answering
nice
questions and I
long
got myself
walk on the
killed.
beach or something like that? How do
That's
you
true.
feel about nice long walks on the beach?
It depends on the temperature.
Well, there's that.
If it's single digits or triple digits, it can be pretty miserable. But if it's somewhere, if it's SoCal temperature, just like
It's-
70, which is what it is right now, and it's February.
No, it's not.
great.
It's been like 90 the past 2 days.
It's in the shade. It's fine.
In the shade.
As long as you have as long as you have someone to carry like a big fancy umbrella to keep you in the shade, then you're fine. Even if it's like hot outside because you're in the shade. So the long walks on the beach are fine as long as there's like a minion with
A minion.
Yeah,
Okay.
like any exile race.
Got
to
it.
Carry the umbrella.
Hey, I'm tanking. I'm tanking, y'all. Just saying.
I'm throwing this one out of the queue and saying it now.
Okay.
Basement Ogre wants to know, can time travel stop blaming the questions when he dies?
That is fair. That is fair. It's probably my fault. Although, unlike me, Jarnod is the one that forgot to turn off all of his G commands. And so he's the real one that is at fault.
Oh, snap. Calling out the peeps. Just a reminder, everybody, if you want a chance to win the Tureen Sword Cat mount, which is freaking awesome, all you have to do is type all caps cupcake in the Twitch chat channel. A couple of mandatory things. You have to be a follower of our WildStar live stream channel, and you also cannot type it more than once. If you type it more than once, it's probably going to auto DQ you, and then you won't be eligible. But we want to give you some stuff, and that's the stuff we want to give. So there. Also, tell us how you like these dev play events. You know, what you would like us to change, what you don't want us to change, what we could be doing better. If there's different ones that you would like us to do, go ahead and put everything on the forums. We do read the feedback, and we try to accommodate when we can. But we're curious. What do you like? What do you want to do?
And back to some more questions. Esper Lord wants to know, I have about 2,000 of the Protostar provisionary notes. Are there any plans to add a way for people with max rep in every zone to get use of these notes? Maybe add rune bags or gold bags that you can buy with them. So it looks like this is another question about the same thing, very similar.
No response?
That's a content question. There aren't any reps in the dungeons or raids, so I don't really know. I'm sure we can make a note and ask. I have no idea what Bartlett's dev name is.
CRB
Bartlett?
Sunny. Sunny.
Sunny?
Yeah, Bartlett. Yeah,
Okay.
sunny.
So we have sunny and sunshine. I feel like one of you is going to need to change.
No, because one's masculine, the other one's feminine.
What do... Oh, S-O-N-N-Y.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking S-U-N-N-Y.
Oh, so
With promise notes.
sorry, guys.
Capped with all the things. Here you go. I wrote your question down. I'll ask him and then make it his problem, not mine.
Also, alternatively,
go?
you can
Also, I'm
ask
leaving
that
yours
question
too.
on the forums.
Switching this up. Okay. All right. I had a bunch of questions that I saw from folks both this morning on the forums and on Reddit. So before I form the next group that I do, if there is anyone watching that is on Warhound and wants to run a dungeon with me, you can /join on my character name here, Carbine Time Travels at Entity, and I will get you guys in the group first, and we will run a veteran dungeon, probably just at random, except
That
not
is
Tormaiden.
really super nice of you.
So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna hang out here in town for a little bit.
All right.
And
We have
answer some
from-
questions.
Oxtube wants to know, you've answered this question for new level 50s. What about the people who've been playing this game for almost 2 years now? What are you doing to give them incentive to keep on playing?
Basically doing a lot of the new content is all aimed at level 50 players. The loot and stuff you'll get out of Arctera is higher eye level than any of the other overland content. It's not as high up there as GA or Datascape, but that is why for GA and Datascape we're working on Red Moon Terror. And that is only kind of the short-term content stuff that we're working on that we've talked about. Wait. I don't think this person. Okay. We need a healer for my group for people that are joining. Because right now we have an engineer and 2 warriors. So I can make one of them tank. So basically the content's coming. We've only talked about a little bit of the content. There's a bunch more stuff that's being worked on. One of the things that Sunny's team is working on, they're doing a lot of the live events, and that's something that we really want to do a whole bunch of, so that very frequently there are a bunch of different events and holidays and sales and all that stuff. So there's always something going on, even between the big, huge like Arctera updates or Red Moon Terror updates and those things like that. So there's smaller scale stuff too.
Your mic's rubbing on something.
My mic's
Your
rubbing
face.
on something. I'm in trouble. Just pull my shirt down a little bit. There we go. Hey, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then our next question is from Klutzball.
Ooh.
And or
Right.
Klutzbolks. And they want to know
It's
time
yum.
travel. What?
It's Yum. Klutz boy.
Klutzboy. Oh, looks like an L. I don't know.
He asked something this morning about PvP, and I told him to ask it again tonight, but I didn't see what the question was. So it'll be a
Okay.
surprise.
At time travel mainly, is there any plan to implement a fix for the current arena situation? I'm talking about the win trading for costumes specifically.
We have been tracking the win trading and deleting and warning players that do it. If they continue to do it, they will get suspensions and then bans. The win trading, not the win trading, the way the costume stuff works right now was a sort of a pseudo short-term fix. It was something we wanted to really improve the accessibility of the rewards so that players could actually get in and get the rewards and not feel like they have to get to 2,000 rating to get some of the sweet costume pieces. But doing it the way we wanted to took a whole bunch of tech, and that would have pushed the changes back well beyond Arctera or maybe even Red Moon Terror, just because of all the stuff that's being worked on, like Steam. And so the way we implemented it was we wanted to get something in and improve it in the short term, even though, yes, it does open up the possibility for some players to win trade. But we will keep an eye on that and prevent them as best we can from doing that. Oh, I have a full group.
Okay.
Better dungeons, not Sword Maiden.
Not Sword Maiden?
Oh,
Why?
I just did Sword Maiden.
Oh, you were just there, so you want to like show off something else.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I get to run kind of beside you, not necessarily with you, because you do all the fun stuff like that.
All right, let's see what we get. I'm betting Skullcano.
So, reminder, if you're not already following the Twitch channel, WildStar Twitch channel, you might want to do that. And then you might also, if you haven't already, want to type in all capital letters, blah, blah, blah. Don't type that, because that would suck.
Blah, blah, blah. That's the password? Blah, 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 blah.
Type in all caps, cupcake, into the Twitch channel chat, and that will make you eligible to win.
Here, I wrote it out for you. This was what you type out, all caps, this.
That will make you eligible to win
KB,
the
I was
Terene
wrong.
sword, the sword count mount.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, this is so
Yeah,
little.
right. Oh, different camera.
Whoa.
There you go. So focused.
It's not in my nose, I swear, it just looks like it.
That's
but
not
it's
the
kind of
cupcake you get to
nearby.
win, and you're not winning cupcakes anyway.
I'm gonna eat this later. I actually have a plan for it.
You have a plan?
I do. Every time we do one of these live streams, we get asked a question, and the answer to that question is, I don't know, we can't really talk about it, we have to kind of be vague. So for that question, I'm gonna take that cupcake, put the whole thing in my mouth, and answer the question while I'm chewing on it, so no one will know what I'm saying.
That's a great idea. Why didn't I think of this? That's brilliant. I, on the other hand, am going to take a swig of my unknown beverage.
Oh, Goku added me as a friend.
You
Dragon Ball
can't
Z
see
would be proud.
where it came from. It is coffee, by the way. It's a well-known beverage,
Oh,
but not.
Okay, he wants me to, oh wait, I'm in combat, I can't.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to start just asking all the questions in the queue. So we have Verena Bloodrose wants to know anything you can share for incoming PvP changes, recent hauls of the Bloodsworn, change teaser, and the like.
Yep, I can spoil a few things, but you should try and ask more specific questions. Because I can't just be like, oh, these are all the things we're doing. Basically, we're doing a few things. We want to make World PvP have a little bit more reason for it, because the I am ready group, you may go, no, applaud me for it. So as folks have seen, the population on Warhound and Lumini is not nearly as solid as it is on the PvE servers, and so we're going to make a few changes to try and address that, because we want the experience of players to be good no matter where they pick to send their characters. Hey man, I interrupted. I don't know what our two groups doing. Oh, they just killed it. Okay, that makes it easy.
Do you want me to move on to the next question?
I'll spoil part of it, because Chad already talked about it a little bit in the state of the game. We're going to make it so that whenever you are PvP flagged, you get some static bonuses. That'll be true for both servers, but basically you'll get some bonus stuff that Meerkat's team will figure out just for being PvP flagged and running around and doing stuff. And some, maybe move my phone, it's buzzing at me. I only had it out to read that one tweet. Okay, we can go on to the next question. But we wanted to add static bonuses, so that's one of the things we'll be doing. But not all.
All right. Raz Hork wants to know, what is your general thoughts around skipping base pop in both dungeons and raids? Is there a point adding mobs in between bosses? Basically, trash mobs in dungeons and raids.
It's kind of back and forth. To some extent, we don't mind. That was specifically the reason why we created the medal system for the dungeons. For the raids, especially now that the Scientist Summon actually has a stated cooldown that it follows, it is much harder to do that. If folks want to spend all of the effort to do that, I'm not too worried about it. If they don't, I'm not too worried about that either. We'll keep an eye on it. Sometimes if it's super gratuitous, the amount of content they're skipping or doing whatever, we might change it. We'll keep an eye on it. Right now, not too concerned about it. Oh God, run away! Alright, she died. Letter for X, you're the first to fall.
All right,
You
and
give Warhound a bad name.
and Willius wants to know: are you adding new item models or another GA recolor?
New item models or another? Those are different questions. You're trying to cheat and get in 2 questions at the same time now.
I
That's
think
not
what they
very
mean
fair.
is-
Snap, called out.
I think that what they mean is like, are they getting new models, or is it
Yes.
going to be like a recolor of models that were used
You will
in
see.
GA?
You are likely to see both of those things. Different pieces of content. So what happened with the GA thing is pre-launch. We actually made 3 versions of each of those sets, and only 2 of them got used. So the 3rd version is what is being offered. It just so happened that the first one that got offered is one of the ones that is the most similar to an existing set. But there will be, like, Red Moon Terror will have a new armor set for each class and stuff like that. Once we go to another PvP season, there will be new costumes and weapons and stuff as well. So.
And Huggy Bears, welcome back. Thanks for watching again. Would weapons be able later on to have a unique animation, i.e., fire round / lightning, etc.?
So put a flashlight on your weapon? Are you a Marine? That's something we could definitely consider. That would definitely be brand new tech. I can't say it won't happen. It's not going to be happening with Arterra. It's not part of the feature list for that. But it would certainly be fun. I think you guys should name in chat what you would attach to the end of your class's weapon. Except for Espers. For Espers, it would basically just be a backpack. So what would you put on your backpack? Spider-Man backpacks need not apply. Those are so lame.
So mainstream.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a Spider-Man backpack.
For me, I think, especially early, like a coffee dispenser right on the end of this giant. Oh, I'm pointing at my own monitor. You guys can't see that, but right at the end, I'll do it with the mouse. Right there at the end of the giant gun, because then from like 2 a.m. all the way through, 2 a.m. Again. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I have access to coffee while running dungeons and raids and whatever, and I think that would be very handy and helpful. I'm really lucky, by the way, that Drock targets someone with the bots, and they chase them, and I was standing there blathering about coffee while he targeted someone, and it was not me, so I got lucky, or I would have just exploded and died. It would have been great. Oh, that's on me. Oop. Oh no, I didn't change the...
Next question is
keybind.
not so much a question, but Lethality MMO just wants to say hi to Dee Dee.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Lethality. You're so popular on the forums.
Aw. Yeah.
Oh no, I just used my...
Lethality and I go way back, like 4 or 5 years.
Oh, I was really hoping you would end that with like 6 weeks.
No.
We go so far back, almost to like last month. Oh, there we go.
Zerak wants to know, will Red Moon have more unique mechanics like the grappling hook in Maelstrom?
Yep. We actually got some brand new spell mechanics created specifically for Red Moon Terror. They will likely be the first place you see them, although they will not be the only place. Once we kind of like do the madness with them there, we'll slowly start introducing them elsewhere in the game. So I am very much looking forward to it. I think they will be a lot of fun and pretty cool. So all of the encounters will be new and unique and all that stuff. There might be another question on Maggie's list here that's the same thing. Yes, some of the rigs and some of the models will be unique. I constantly joke about, no, we're going to make every single model use the Elden augmenters because we've used it several times. However, we will never have a case where every single model is unique. That is just super duper expensive for art and stuff like that. So you're always going to see reused stuff or minor texture variants and stuff like that, just because we have to kind of like keep in mind the scope of what we're working on and how much time we have to actually work on that stuff.
Sorry again. I thought you had finished your question there. Or your
Yep,
answer.
sorry.
Soul Ether or Ether wants to know what ever happened to Tanglemire or Dreadmore.
Tanglemire. It's a mix between Murkmire and Tanglewire from Magic the Gathering for anyone who plays Vintage.
Ooh.
Those zones were prototyped a little bit pre-launch. We ended up removing them for scope reasons to make sure we could actually get stuff done. See how my bot's gonna pull. Nope. They might come back at some point. They're there. They're empty. There's nothing in them right now. They would not be a short-term thing because even if, wow, these guys are working really hard. I haven't used this one before. I'll have to add invisible wall or something. Any of the content that was there that was prototyped is so old that it would likely need to be completely redone anyway before it was really usable. So. Hey group, I pulled.
Whoa. Sorry, guys. There you go.
I pulled.
Zoinks.
Yeah, thanks group. I'm gonna make you do content. I'm the worst.
All right, our next question is, how do you imagine the ideal class of WildStar?
The ideal class?
Mm-hmm. That's what it says. I don't know, man.
Have you ever seen James Bond? Okay, so one of the things I know, this is more a Meerkat question, but one of the things we've talked about that I know he kind of wants to do is engineers do it pretty well to some extent, but basically, and it's never going to be perfect, and we're always going to be improving it. That's kind of what we always say, like class balance is always changing. It's always a work in progress. But one of the things we want to do is when you look at your LAS and you have all these different abilities and you have 3 different trees, is the abilities have a use in a situation. So that, and one of the things I know they want to kind of try and make sure is that there isn't something where ability A is the ability you use in every single situation. I mean, that might be to some extent based on, like if it's like a class builder or something like that. But we want to make sure that depending on what you're doing, you feel like you want to change around your spec and do different things and stuff like that. And so that's I know that is something they are always kind of looking at and thinking about. So that's not necessarily ideal. I mean, I guess the real answer to that is Shua engineer.
Ooh.
I mean,
Come on now.
I mean,
I think you're a little bit biased, actually.
Check out this body.
You're biased.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
I mean, I can
I'm so
understand
dead.
the Chua and the engineer, but a Chua engineer?
Okay. I got this. I got this. My healer's so lazy, just like chilling out somewhere else, not healing anybody.
Man. Don't be
I
mean. Don't hate.
Well, let's be
Vivek.
fair. You weren't standing
Vivek,
next to the rest
you're
of your
healing
group.
as well as Ranadive is running the Kings. Sorry, go ahead with your question.
I said, well, let's be fair. You weren't standing next to your healer or your group. The rest of your group was.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
The next question is TDN, and they want to know, or TDN wants to know, will there be something similar to artifact weapons in Red Moon?
More loot questions. I have no idea. We haven't made the loot for Red Moon Terror. They're working on it. We will know in a few days, more than one, less than 1,000. We'll have a better
one,
answer
less
for you
than
then,
1,000.
in that time frame. Somewhere in there. We have to get out the cupcake.
All right, next question is from Meltdown988. And their question is there a plan to bring population back to this game? So is there a plan to kind of get more new players into the game?
There is a plan. We do have, we're revamping a few things to go ahead and encourage some more new players to come in and play with us.
I got this. D is also correct.
What he said.
I think it's
Or what-
it's hard to do it because like if I spell it correctly for me, then the
And
letters
it
are all
wasn't
backwards
exactly
on the
it wasn't
monitor, so.
exactly like you were using sign language, so it wasn't like, you know, you were
was
using a
using-
language at all.
Super sign language.
Super sign language. It's sign language for the elite. Or just time travel.
All right, Carbine time travels / join.
So there.
No preference for Warhound this time. I want to mix it up so that we have different people in the groups.
So lovely Kadium has been hanging out in chat as per usual. She's also in-game playing, so if you guys want to, definitely hang out and play with all of the devs. They're all queuing up and playing, waiting for you. Find them in the world. And the question is here, how much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
2 pounds.
42 logs.
Yep. 42. The answer is 42. Oh.
That was easy. It's easy. Softballs.
No, you come here.
All right, Klutz Boy, is that what it is now? Klutz Boy? It's an
Klutz
I.
Boy.
It looks like
More
an L.
PvP questions.
Why does it look like an L? Okay, they want to know, is there any plan to implement a fix for the current... Oh, they asked it again. I should have removed your question from the queue.
Ooh, snap.
Don't ask questions on repeat. All right, next question from Oxtube. Also repeat.
Welcome, Ox.
Damn it, Ox. No repeat questions, peoples. All right,
Okay, now they're
Samai
like
wants to know,
clones.
will Brett be able to give a more concrete answer than the previous dev?
Yes, I'm full of concrete. I got you covered. But just not answers, just actual concrete. When I fought in Nam, they had to replace my hips with
Neum.
concrete. They didn't have all these like newfangled surgery things they do now. I don't know where I'm going. Next question.
Hold on, there's a lot of repeats in here.
Oh, we have a whole group. Do we have a tank and a healer? Oh, someone reminded me. No.
All right, we have a non-repeat question.
All right.
Letty Ferks wants to know, or Lettifer wants to know, are there any timeline updates for the Forge feature making the next drop?
It is unlikely. That is the same thing as item upgrades, by the way, if anyone is confused. It is unlikely to go out with Arcterra. It will go out at some point after that, but we don't have an exact ETA for it yet, but it is still in work and it will show up some point soon. I would think at the latest, probably in the Red Moon Terror range, but none of that is set in stone. So even if I gave you a specific day, it might change because it's not done yet. And so that's why we don't give you specific dates. So if I said like April 1st, and then on April 1st it's like, haha, just kidding.
Just kidding. I would love that.
It could change.
I mean, I wouldn't like that.
So,
Maybe they wouldn't like that.
Veteran Dungeons. Oh no. Not KV, not Swordmaiden. Join his group.
We're doing pretty good. I mean, getting through these dungeons. I've run a couple already. And how many of you run?
2.
So far, 2.
Starting third.
That's pretty good.
All right, I'm going to re-ask Klutz Boy's question. I guess he started the question with the same part of the question.
Oh, so he's
which
trying to
is-
be tricky.
Yeah. So don't do that, guys. Make your full question a new question. Do you plan on adjusting the gear/rune gap for PvP to help even out PvP for the newer players due to the current population?
Yes, I talked to Meerkat about it. Don't have an ETA for any changes like that, but that is something they definitely want to improve. Runes are very expensive. Runes, especially in PvP, can feel very kind of like they make the start button very intimidating. Yeah, layered content. Yes, that is something we want to improve. I talked to him about it. I don't have any details on what the exact change would be. One of the ideas that went around that is being considered, there's not a guarantee, is that would help sort of take the fully runed, perfectly geared, and I just have an item, but there's nothing in it, and kind of push those closer together, would be to have basic, like when you get a piece of gear, it has 3 rune slots or 4 rune slots or kind of whatever's in that gear. Each of those rune slots comes with a basic rune in it. So the stats would be kind of random. Why is my group just standing here? Why aren't they the worst? Okay, there we go. And so that would be something that would kind of shorten it. And so those are the sorts of things we are looking at. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do, but that sort of thing would help close the gap, make sure that new players don't feel as far away, but still give folks something to go after with gear and items and stuff like that.
All right. Vagabondia this is for Sunshine, but I think it was not really a question. It was more of a statement, and it was probably about something you were doing earlier. Was saying you need to drag the boss to the green spot.
Yeah, it was way earlier. I realized that after. I'm like, oh, sorry. And I think I was apologizing during this stream. So yeah, figured it out, but thank you. Let's see, what are we doing
green
now?
Spot. Did you try not standing in red too?
No, I like to stand in the red. It's my favorite color. Of course I tried.
It's also
not
Valentine's Day
standing.
weekend, so we all have to stand in red.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
All right. Our next question is from Nair Macgrin. Nair Macgrin. So, who's the new creative director?
The structure changed a little bit. Basically, there is a engineering, design, and art manager, and then Chad is the product director. I might have the exact title yet wrong, but Corey Herndon is in charge of the narrative team now, so he knows all of those lore things. Him and Gary and Deandra.
yeah.
So
And
I don't know their dev
Sean.
names. Sorry. So.
Sean? You don't remember Sean's name? Is that what you said?
I don't remember any of their dev names. I'm really bad at. Oh, I lost.
Oh, what? You lost your teeth.
Catacris wants to know, how do I get friends in game?
How do you
How
get
do
friends
you
in
get
game?
friends in game?
How do you get friends in game?
So one of the things, and it's covered up by our shiny faces, especially on the NA servers, there is a channel that is sort of the looking for group channel, as I stand in telegraphs. For Dominion on Entity, it is Entity LFM. So if you do, I'll do it in say.
I have covered it.
Huh?
I have covered it for you.
Oh, okay. So that's one of the things is like join those channels, talk to people, run groups, be friends with them, find a guild. A lot of guilds are recruiting, finding people. Those are usually the best ways to find people in games. Any sort of grouped content, if you do it with people and you enjoyed playing with them, mention them, add them as a friend, or ask them if they wanted to. There's also a bunch of housing communities. People like Katya that make truly ridiculous and amazing houses.
Oh, there's some crazy house making going on for sure.
Oh, okay. So you can see here Entity LFM on my screen. And that's sort of a global channel for this server, and each server generally has one. Like this morning I was on Dominion on Jabbit, and their server is just called Global. So I'll switch back to All right.
So we got this question earlier, but it's worth asking again for this new group of people who are watching, and thank you again to all of those who are watching. Alice in Wonderland wants to know, any plans on raising the housing decor placed limit?
Any plans? I don't know about any plans, but I know that it's definitely in discussion and stuff like that.
I'll write it down. I don't know. But the reason it wouldn't happen, if it didn't, is database space. Basically, every single aspect of every single character obviously has to be saved, especially your house, because like you made a bunch of stuff in
And
your
that's a
house, then
lot.
logged out, logged back in, then
Yeah,
it all went away.
and
That'd be
it's every
very sadness. Housing.
It's not something that I would say no on, but
Question mark.
it's definitely something that is
See, but
taken
we
into
might have to force.
consideration.
We might have to force you to choose. You can either have more decor in your house, or you can have the espresso machine. I'm standing outside.
well,
the circle.
you know, life happens.
Thank you,
I
thank
mean,
you, group, for
that's
healing
life.
me. The espresso machine on the end of your giant engineer gun. So, I would pick espresso machine, but I'm also super terrible at decorating my house. So we'll see.
We're also not confirming that you're getting an espresso machine on the end of your gun.
No, you're not going to get those.
So this next question, I think you
All
need
right,
to
I'm
kind
done.
of
I'm
show
just
off
gonna-
your shirt a little bit, Dee Dee, and that might sound inappropriate, but it's not meant to be
Oh, they want to
inappropriate.
see your WildStar shirt.
They want to see your
Oh,
WildStar
okay.
shirt. But then there's a question that's relevant to your WildStar shirt.
So, this is ridiculous. Also, totally unplanned, but. I'm
Are you wearing the same
I'm
shirt?
wearing the shirt.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's funny. Okay.
It's actually there's two different shirts. This is just the feminine version
Yeah.
with a different
Oh,
graphic.
right. Mine's just the granite.
Yeah, mine is
Alright.
the ground.
I don't have
and
the dirty
orange.
orange.
Well, so the
Dirty
question is from
orange.
Jason JMC, and they want to know, where can I get WildStar t-shirts?
I mean, I can just take this one.
Hashtag feels Batman.
We usually do like giveaways and stuff like that. So the best way to get them is by just paying attention to the live streams, continuing to watch Twitter and stuff like that, and then we'll let people know when we're doing giveaways. Otherwise, if you're in any area, like any places where there's like events and stuff happening, a lot of times like we'll do PAX Prime and we'll have like a meet and greet. We'll do places like that, and that's where we usually give away our shirts.
Oh,
And I know that people have asked when or if, or have we thought about doing a shop for our real life items? And the answer is we have thought about it, but it's not something that we're actively pursuing at this time.
Also, people are saying they'd rather have a beer cannon than a coffee cannon, but that's besides the point.
I agree. It was part of that contest before launch, and it was amazing. I play an engineer, so I'm super biased, but I liked it much more than the rest in Peacemaker. So, we'll see.
Our next question is, for future dungeons, will they all be level 50 veterans only, or are there plans for more mid-level dungeons as well?
That's going to be a case-by-case basis. There are obviously still gaps in between the various the levels. So if you're only counting dungeons and ignoring adventures and expeditions, there is a dungeon at 10, 20, 25, 35, 40. So we still have gaps at 15, 30, and 45. And so we might, kind of depends on the dungeon. If we do it, we might do a normal and a veteran and put it, if we did, it would go into one of those gaps to kind of say like, oh, now there's another dungeon every 5 levels sort of thing. 15's the least likely just because right now there is a gigantic amount of content between 10 and 20. Not just quests and stuff like that, but also just new features. Like every level, you're getting lots and lots and lots of new stuff. So I would be somewhat hesitant. We're done with this room, I should probably leave. To add another dungeon in that range. Because at 14, you hit your city, you get your house, you start doing housing, and then you stop leveling for 2 or 3 weeks, and you figure things out from there. So that would be kind of where it would go. I would just have to say maybe. We don't have a specific dungeon that's planned that says, oh, this is coming out at this point. But that would be where it would show up if we did a normal version.
And then, is there any logic in Discovery's locations on the maps, or is it all just random? Like, are you guys placing them in specific spots?
It's both. There's logic because Cadium set it up, spawned a bunch of things, but she set up so there's, I'm going to make up a number, 30 spawns, but only 5 of them, for 30 spawn locations, but only 5 of those are chosen to use for the spawns. Boop. And so, yeah, it feels random, and that's very intentional. So you have to keep looking. All right, go group.
Fixion, also someone who has been here for a while. How do you guys feel about GamerFix?
Gamer fix?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sounds like a cool word. I have no idea what it is. Sorry.
It's a WildStar guide site called GamerFix.
Oh,
Definitely
sweet.
tune in and check it out if you haven't already seen it.
Okay.
Lots of good
link
guides.
it.
They have wallpapers and leveling maps and all kinds of good stuff on there.
Link it in chat. You guys should all check it out.
Yep.
Now I feel bad.
Also, send me an email,
my foot tastes good.
dhollis@ncsoft,
It's okay.
and so that I can go ahead and put it on our our page, our fan site page.
Also, I'll bring it up right here so people can check it out right now.
Oh, that's pretty rad.
And I posted the link as well in chat.
Yay!
So definitely check it out. And
my-
thanks for the awesome stuff. And Colden T, welcome back Colden T. How are you planning to keep dungeons balanced when we are getting another further 5 item levels from salvaging?
Old content's always going to get easier. So if you do them without rallying and stuff like that, they're likely to continue to get easier. Just as in like Fragment 0 on normal, it's very easy once you're a bunch of levels past it. But we'll look into ways to make sure the content's not totally irrelevant going forward.
Ooh. Cattercrust wants to know, will there be non-hoverboard mounts that are able to walk on water?
Ooh, that question
There-
came up in the last stream.
There already are.
Non-hoverboard?
Yep. I know the Datascape, the Avitus mount can. I believe the Starflings can as well. Basically, the logic that they were using for several of these mounts is if it looks like it's a mount that kind of hovers and moves around,
And it hovers.
it should
that
go
made-
over water.
Okay. I see
But
what
if
you're
it's like an Equivar or something like that that's actually clumping around, then it falls in the water because.
Yeah.
You know.
I think the question that came up the last time is when will we be able to mount in water?
Yeah.
And the answer is for land mounts, probably never, but like hover mounts, probably never.
Underwater?
I don't know about underwater. It was just in
underwater. No, underwater's the worst. Basically, we consulted with each mount with Neil deGrasse Tyson and asked his opinion as to whether or not it would feasibly go over water.
And he said that
none of this is true.
and he said that the
We
mounts
actually
don't
did not
exist.
do
He is
the
the best,
following,
though,
but he is the best.
And that the
None of-
mounts
none
aren't
of my
really
claims
mounts,
are
they're
true.
proto mounts, is what they said.
Yeah. It's totally illogical that this mount could carry you because the width of its legs is not wide enough to support that sort of mass ratio. So, and we were like, stop talking, Neil. Here's have some coffee.
Our next question is from Old Man Blue. And again, if you guys haven't checked out his stream, you definitely should. His question is, will there be a difference between the website and stream clients? Or Steam clients, sorry.
A difference between the website and the Steam
And the
client?
So
Steam
your
client.
normal client and then the Steam client.
No, you would be on the same servers and all
Yeah.
that stuff like that. Basically, that just comes down to acquisition. Steam kind of, has a lot of people
Yeah.
that use it. So that would be the thought process behind releasing there. I'm so...
Ideally, what we want to do is, we want to put WildStar and make it accessible to pretty much everyone. And there is a community on Steam that wants to play WildStar, and so why not make it available?
Yep, but it would be the same servers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The game would just be on Steam and you would download it there, and then you would come play here, same place we already are.
Correct.
Pinky0126 wants to know, are you guys still planning to follow the quarterly update schedule?
More or less, yes. It's never going to be exact. If stuff comes up, like this one took longer because Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's is kind of a black hole for a lot of people because folks save up vacation, that's when they do that. So there's always going to be extensions and stuff in that time frame. But the hope is to keep it relatively close. 3 to 4 months is where we are normally going to be aiming for updates.
Flasharn wants to know. We're just gonna actually skip that. We don't want to know. All right. The next question is, what is the next dungeon theme?
The next dungeon theme?
Mm-hmm.
We haven't announced the dungeon, so I can't tell you what the next dungeon theme is. I bet it's going to involve 5 people and some bosses, though.
No way. Seriously?
Spoilers.
All right. Our next question is, why do you have so many pens, Time Travel?
So my hat is a vampire, and these are its teeth. And so it's a vampire teeth hat. It's kind of amazing, right? This is how I win all of the cosplay competitions.
That is it?
Yeah. It's a very creative
vampire
name called Alucard. No one's ever used that before.
This is how I win all of the cosplay. I cosplay as myself. It's tough.
Yeah.
And Dom Druid wants to know, when will we see War of the Wilds turned into a battleground? You know it would be amazing.
Not in the short term. That would basically, it seems like an easy concept, but the way that stuff works, it would basically be creating something from the ground up and be a significant amount of work, but I'm not saying it won't ever happen. So the problem is, it seems like it would be cheap and easy, and it would not, fortunately.
Will there be an incentive to raid the opposing faction's capital?
Maybe someday, but not today.
All right, and then Katanora wants to know, why did you change the design of the Elden hoverboard that I got way back when I first bought the game, when it went live last year? And she says they missed the little floaty bits off the back. It looked nicer.
I can look in just a moment. You guys all, oh no, they let him eat something. Now it's bad. Hold on, I'll look in a second. Now the boss is being evil and doing bad things, so we have to kill him. Alright. So, I do not remember. By the way, this is me cheating and showing how many mounts I unlocked. I believe I know which one you're talking about. It is the Elden Plasmatic Hyperboard.
Ooh, one of my faves.
Looking at it, this is what you got for pre-ordering, I believe, the deluxe version when we launched. It looks the same. I don't believe it changed. If it did, I'm not aware of it. If you would like to show us what changed on the bug report forums, we can forward it over to Art and see if it was intentional or what. I think this is the one you're talking about, because the two that came out at launch that I remember were that one and then the Flux hoverboard. But this doesn't look Elden-y at all. This is just a little pink hoverboard. So. Boop. Cancel.
Okay, next question is, do you plan on adjusting the gear/rune gap for PvP to help even out? And I think we already had this question.
We already did that one. That's close boy.
He
Trying to sneak in more questions.
He did repeat questions. He's a liar and said he didn't repeat them, and he made a new question, but he didn't.
While we're finding the repeat offenders,
Yeah.
I'm going to repeat something that's very important.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to give away the Taurine Sword Cat, which is this really cool mount, this Pumera mount. It's awesome. So we have one to give away. If you haven't already typed into the chat to make yourself eligible to win this, there's a few rules you need to follow. One, you need to be following us. You need to be following the WildStar Twitch channel. The second is you need to type cupcake, all caps, all one word, into the chat channel, and that will make you auto eligible for the drawing that we will have at the end of the show. So if you've already typed it, disregard everything I've said. Don't do it. Otherwise, it'll totally disqualify you, and we don't want that. So there's that. Go ahead, and if you haven't been to the website, we have a bunch of new things that have come up. One of the things that you will see is the state of the game, and many of your questions can be answered there, where Pappy lets us know basically the kind of the roadmap for the future. In addition to like where the game's been, where it's going, and our intentions of what we are trying to do with it. Second thing is the Dungeon Chase event is going on now, so we are definitely here. We're definitely running them. I've been in 3 so far. You've been in a couple, 3 so far, which is pretty awesome. I didn't honestly think with the amount of time that we've been given, I think we were going to get that many in, but I'm pretty happy with the flow here.
Our groups are OP. They're carrying us.
What?
Our groups are overpowered.
Yes.
They are carrying us. So thank you, groups.
Thank
Except
you
for
very
Xerox.
much.
You're mean.
Very much
You're
groups. We love you all.
Look, I interrupted. Xerox didn't.
So, what else was I saying? Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to the chat and pay attention to you watching us. So that's that. There's just like read some stuff. It's on the site. Follow us on Twitter, on Facebook. We're all over Reddit. If you have any questions that we haven't answered here, or if you have questions like at the end of the show and you're like, I really need this thing answered, go to the forums, post your question there, and we'll do our best to try to find somebody to answer it for you. That is, if we can't answer it on the show. There are some times where we're just not only going to not have the answer, but we just can't answer it. Just because we don't want to give too many of our things away that we're working on. We understand that can be endlessly frustrating. I'm a gamer myself, and there's many games out there I like. Oops, I'm sorry, as I hit my mic. But it's not that we don't want to tell you, it's just that we can't.
We have to keep draft picks really secret.
Yeah, totally.
That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Totally. So, but we love you guys, and we definitely want to continue to get your feedback on all of the fun things. PTR will be coming up relatively soon, and we would really be happy if you got on the PTR, you tested all of the Arctera content, and then almost equally as important, but although not coming with Arctera, is Red Moon Terror. That one's a special, near and dear to our hearts. We really want it to be tested, and we really want to spend a lot of time making sure that when we release it to live, it's perfect, or as perfect as we can get it. And we need your help to do that. We spent a lot of time and effort trying to make this really cool thing. You're not going to see all of Red Moon Terror. In fact, we're gating pieces of it behind. We're just redirecting you to what we really need you to test. So that's like what you see on PTR isn't all of it, but you are going to see the key important pieces that we really need some love.
It's just the bosses this time.
Yeah, and then there's more to be determined on that stuff. What else? Am I missing anything?
Halls.
What?
Halls of the Bloodthorn.
Oh yes, Halls of the
Shoot,
Okay, so Halls of the Bloodthorn. You want to give us a little bit of an overview? What's
So
going on? What you guys are
basically,
doing?
The change with Halls is there was a negative case they could happen there where players could get stuck in a situation where there were basically 12-minute grind fests where one team was attacking, the other team was defending, but the team that was defending did much better than the attacking team. And then there was, I don't know what you just did with the TV, but it got real unhappy. Oh, okay, it's back. The team would 12 minutes, and it was very unfun. So basically what we did is we made both teams attacking on each room. For each room, both teams are attackers. Whoever wins the room gets a point. There are 3 rooms, so it is best out of 3. So if a team wins the first 2 rooms, which should be a lot faster in the 3 to 5 minute range, not the 12-minute range, then they win the match. If the team split the first 2 rooms, then they go to the 3rd room for a best of 3. So there's no longer the cycle of offense, 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 defense, defense, defense. It's you're on offense for back-to-back-to-back rooms. And then there's a couple other changes. The side points are no longer are no longer clickable. They are actually basically area points where people kind of group up, and if you hold those points, you get more. If you control those points, you get progression towards winning the room. So your group wants to hold as many of those points as you can, but we've also added some stuff to knock players off and stuff like that. So the changes should be pretty fun, and we're looking forward to folks being able to give it a try.
So, going way back to the hoverboard question, there's been some comments on it, and that's why the screen went weird a little. So I have this picture, and Katanora was saying, no, it was the Elden one, and used to have green/gold rectangles off the back. So this is the one.
No. I think I see what she's talking about. If you leave that up, there's a... There's back hoverboard. Okay, so the little white floaty bits in between the green bits on the back behind her feet do not appear to be in the collectibles preview window. So I will write it down.
Yay! Thank you for writing these things down.
Oh, that was nice and loud.
Yeah.
That was very helpful. You're welcome, guys. Aren't you glad I'm here today? Plasmatic cardboard.
Oh.
And I want to give a shout out to Jeremy Eldridge on Twitter for sending that photo to me on Twitter.
Sorry, buddy.
Thanks about that.
Little white teeth-looking bits. That's descriptive for art, right? Or send the art the usually helpful ones, like it looked different. Why? I don't understand. And then they have to just be like, what's going on?
All right, we'll go back to the questions now. Laser Louie wants to know, will PvP servers get merged with PvE servers?
We don't have an answer for that right now, although we are working at taking a really strong, hard look on how to improve the conditions of PvP and the population of servers.
And then nothing.
What? You're not. You weren't supposed to say that.
All right. Hopefully you guys got that.
Yeah. You weren't supposed to say that. They're not supposed to know. So yeah. Anyway, that's the current answer and what time travel said.
Pinky0126 wants to know, time travel. Do you have dreams on ways to torture players in raids?
That's a rhetorical question, right? Like I already explained earlier that we requested new mechanics so that there were new ways to make people sad and excited, not sad, excited while doing the raids. Keep them on their toes, keep stuff different.
Will there be a change to scenarios in halls when the attackers are unable to cap the first room and are forced to wait at spawn for over 10 minutes?
Yes, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. The change that we're doing for halls is to make it so that instead of... Give me a buff. Right, buff. Instead of one group being on attack and one group being on defense, both groups will be attacking. And I'm about to get booted, and there we go. Okay, both groups will be on the attack. So if your side is the best, because obviously person who asked the question, your team is the best, they will capture all 3 points, control the room, and then win that room and move quickly on to the second room. So there will no longer be any cases where you spend 10 to 12 minutes on one room. Because that was one of the things we definitely wanted to address.
Everyone in chat wants a pony, and also...
They want ponies?
They want ponies.
Well, we have ponies.
The next question is...
Yeah, we have
I think they want me to give them like a pony IRL. And then also we have more questions. So will there ever be medals for raids?
Unlikely. Raids are not really something. So the medal system was something we added for to give dungeons a bunch more things for folks to chase, kind of do a high score sort of things for themselves, that sort of thing. Raids are not really that type of content. Oh, I need to pick this up. All the cooldowns. This one's the best.
Blow them up! Blow them up! Oh my goodness, the keyboard's gonna die.
No, it's fine. It survived. Sort of. So, I'm not saying it'll never happen. Right now, we're not really planning to do medals for raids, because that's not really the sort of content we were looking for. Because we want... Raids are more intended, rather than being a speed clear sort of thing, to be much more of a sort of take your time, learn the encounter, beat it by the seat of your pants sort of thing. Whereas like dungeons and stuff, you can outgear pretty quickly, and we wanted you to have a reason to want to maybe try and do it again to do even better, beat your own high score, that sort of thing.
Covered in Dyes wants to know, any chance of PvP/PvE mounts? I'm guessing actual combat mounts?
Not in the short term. Doing combat on the mounts would be a crap ton of work, both for us to code and support and do that, but also for art to create. The characters do not actually support mounted combat right now.
Yeah, to animate them, as we discussed in the last one, that animation takes actually a lot of time.
Yep.
And a lot of time and resources, so. Some things we would love to have, but we have to say no in order to have other nice things.
Oh wait, I was supposed to pick something up. Yeah, I think I got it. Let's hope.
I love this person's name, first of all. Their name is Sloth Says What? And their question is, when is the end of Season 2 of PvP?
Oh.
It is still a ways off.
Yeah, because you just posted the rankings
I apologize.
from the last one, right?
Season 2 probably still has a ways to go. It might end around the same time that Red Moon Terror comes out. We'll see. Part of the reason why it is taking... The seasons are probably always going to be a reasonable duration is that the art for... We want to make sure they have good rewards. So the art for that takes a while. There.
And I think you already answered this, but again, people are wondering, why isn't War of the Wilds a battleground?
Maybe someday.
And Verena Bloodrose wants to know, with World PvP as a focal point for changes, is raid gear being better than PvP gear in open world PvP being looked at?
That is something we're very aware of. I don't think that will be changed in the the very first set of changes we were doing because that involves far more balance changes of like adjusting PvP offense and defense, seeing how they work, seeing how PvP gear works when you're in the open world versus in an instance and all that stuff. So it is something we're aware of. The initial stuff when people start doing world PvP, the raid gear will probably be a little bit better, but it's also not. The nature of world PvP is always that it is just kind of something people go do. It is not organized like instance stuff nearly as much.
Akasaurus, I like your name. Did you know there is a real life precedent for the reptile/mammal nature of the draken? They were called therapsids, our ancestors. And they are a paleonode. I got that kind of from his name.
That's some pretty interesting, cool
Her
stuff.
Next question is, will espers get a combat animation for their blades rather than just having them sit on their backs?
I don't know. It's a lot of animation time, but I bug Meerkat about it all the time because I have a 50 Esper. So I would love, that is something I would like to see quite a bit, but I have no idea and no ETA. So
And then
I would expect we would get new class race combos before we got that. So, which I've also heard people kind of enjoy or look forward to.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of questions about that.
Just a bit, just a bit.
And then we have, when are we getting mortars and Marari houses? And that has been asked a couple times now.
The
Speaking
ones
of
per
races.
stream question. Those houses, as far as I know, don't kill people, so they're not really the domain of my team. Also, the way the cameras are set up, I would do the joke of basically just focus on an outlet on the wall and say, here's your Marari house. Because they're robots, so all I have to do is plug in. They don't actually need actual houses. I'm sure that's how narrative explained it away. I mean, that's what works, right?
It's just a wall plug. Here's your house.
That's not what it would be if they happened. I have no idea. I don't work on the housing stuff.
It might be
so
one
I
of
don't
those
have
like
any
little.
experience.
Remember on like the Borg they had to plug into their little like that.
Yeah.
And then they kind of the collective. It'd be the collective.
Gingini wants to know, will a cosmetic glow ever be awarded to gear as content rewards for both PvE and PvP? And we kind of got this question earlier.
Yes, actually. That is actually something we were planning to do. I don't know of a specific case we're planning to do it for PvE, but for PvP, that is actually something we are planning to do, not for Season 2, but for future seasons, to basically say, during the season, you might get like a gun that looks like the one my character's using. And that's like the cosmetic gun that you get, that you do the weekly quest or however we update that. To get this is the costume appearance. And then the end of season reward to get for being super awesome at your class or your team or whatever we end up setting the requirements to be, would be this version of the gun, except with those really sweet effects.
Woo woo.
So that is definitely something we are aware of and would like to do.
And I'm moving this question up from the queue just because it's relevant to what you guys are doing right now. And
All right.
it is from Olivia Grace, and they want to know, what's the format of this current event?
So the one I am doing is, this is the Proto petting zoo. This is Ultimate Proto Games, is the dungeon. So the goal of this, do you see all the Jabbits I'm killing? The goal of this room is to kill as many critters as possible. Except the way all of the rooms in Ultimate Proto Games work is, you can kind of see over here on the side of my screen, all the events, there's a whole bunch of challenges and optional things and basically just stuff that pops up while you're doing each room. And in this event room, the stuff that pops up is like, here's the carrot. If you damage the carrot, you get a bunch of bonus points. You can see our total for like the room and the total for the whole instance. So in each room, there's two types of events. there are challenges and there are optional objectives. The challenges increase the multiplier. So whatever score we get for the room, it gets multiplied by more and more and more. And the optionals just give you a flat bonus for a bunch of stuff. So this room has a bunch of crazy stuff going on. Like there's the WildStar roundup, like these guys. So if we kill enough WildStars, like you can see that we're at 5 of 6, then that objective completes and we get bonus points or a multiplier from that. And so that's the goal of this specific room, but that is also the structure of pretty much all of the rooms in the instance. The bosses do it a little bit less because it's event room boss, event room boss, event room boss. And the event room you get is random. So there are, I believe, 3, 3, and 2 event rooms that you can get. I might be off there. And so each time you run the instance, it will be different, and you will get a different score, and different multipliers and challenges and all that stuff. So, and then this is Hut Hut, and clearly you beat him by playing football.
Hut hut.
American football,
American.
American football.
because that's not football to me.
Not this soccer stuff.
All right, Laser Louie wants to know, are dyeable weapons a thing?
Potentially. Weapons are not dyeable because they were not created that way. And the task to go back and say all weapons are now dyeable is super duper duper gigantic. But that does not preclude them from ever being a thing.
Ooh.
This next question kind of makes me giggle because Grave Tech starts out with saying, I have a quick question regarding the status of tanking gear, and then goes on to proceed in a very long paragraph.
Of what
But-
gear?
of tank gear.
Okay.
But here I'll read it off. As it stands, tanks are being essentially forced to rune most, if not every slot elevation, in order to meet their critical mitigation standard. When the original idea behind the rune rework was to implement additional fluctuation between classes, is this functioning as intended? As an aside, how do you feel about the status of armor soft caps and the essentially futility of runing for the main stats as a tank? And I play a tank. I know what you're talking about, Grave.
I don't want to totally cop out on you because it's a very detailed question. That is definitely much more of a Meerkat question. I would say it's worth bringing up as feedback if you feel like too much of your gear is required to be crit mit. It was definitely something we want to be very important, but if it is in all cases better than all other gear, then that's probably, we need to adjust the balance and kind of tweak that stuff a little bit. It's one of those things where, especially as raids get harder and harder and the creatures get higher tier, we want to make sure that you have enough. All right, I'm just gonna go. My group's taking too long.
I'm out of here.
You have to work reasonably hard to get the gear you want.
A lot of
and
the people in the
stats
community
you
are
want,
saying,
but we want there to be a little bit of flexibility. So like if you want a lot more glance or crit mit or kind of whatever you want for your class, then oh no, how did I score a goal? Then you could do that. So I would say go through the class forums and stuff like that and talk to Meerkat because he will have a much better idea. Also Moja, he is in charge of all the tank classes. So.
and a lot of people in chat are saying that you don't have to have that much. So maybe talk to your fellow peers as well. There might be some advice from other tanks. And Ativet, it wants to know. Never mind. Going on to the next question. Saluki, did I say it right? Saluki Gymnast wants to know, since hard modes for RMT won't be on the PTR, how are you planning to test them?
Basically, we'll test them on a case-by-case basis. It's not that they won't be on the RMT; they just won't be available to players. Someone. Oh, I failed. They won't be available to players, but myself and a few other people will have the ability to use cheat commands to activate the hard mode for specific testing. So basically, you won't be able to freeform test it, but we will have times that we schedule either with specific guilds or just general time frames to say like, hey, we're going to test hard mode. Let's see which boss. Which boss name should I use? Pick a number 1 through 7. Don't pick 7.
3. Boss number 3.
3. Hard mode engineers. We're going to test hard mode engineers tonight, and folks log on, organize that stuff. So hopefully that makes sense. Basically, it just won't be freely available because there are a few guilds who are very excited about the raid, which we love, but we also don't want to have them basically just practice those fights for however many weeks or months it is up on PTR. And then so as soon as it goes live, they know the encounter and everything exactly.
I know you're not a lore person per se, but Laser Louie wants to know, what will be the overall lore behind RMT?
Red Moon Terror.
Well, the Marauders are space pirates. The Red Moon Terror is the name of their flagship, and Lavica is basically a necromancer. So you can figure it out from there.
That's like the most TLDR lore ever.
It's like Reader's Digest is calling right now. They want Rhett to go work for them. No, you can't.
And our next question is from our paleo nerd over here. Could we see new face options added, specifically more dragonish faces, and white and black skin options for Draken maybe?
I don't know about all of them. I know a few custom faces were being created for our China release, and that those will eventually show up in the NA build as well. So there will be a few coming, but that is not something I usually work on, so I don't know beyond that.
Jin Genie wants to know, when will Marari get voices?
When will what?
See, my suggestion for that was that we just need to get Google like a text to voice translator and just pick a random one and use that. So that, yeah, I got there. So that basically Marari are just one of those. So that like whenever you're talking to them.
I'll read the next
Hello,
question
Dave.
and how you
that.
plan it to be.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, I can what?
How you want it to be read like how those readers when they just like
Yes.
auto read your stuff, yeah. Cold Ru on MN. From a new player, do you have any plans to make the soundtrack publicly available? I can't keep it up.
We could just have Maggie do it.
Even sold for RL money? Question mark.
I sure would love to, but I'm not allowed to actually sell those things. When we did one of the launches, I think it was the free-to-play launch, I actually gave away the copy of the soundtrack I had to someone.
Did.
That was the only copy I had. That was my copy.
Yeah.
So they're not for sale. I certainly would love to. All the music Jeff does is phenomenal.
We have plans and ideas and stuff like that, but right now, like even with the Dungeon Chase, you have access to cases or the potential to get cases that have exclusive music pieces, music scores in them to play on your housing plot. So there's that.
The chat is just laughing right now.
Of course. They're like, shut up, sunshine.
No, I mean, they're laughing at what I just did.
What did you just do?
No,
See, we can't see.
Reading it like a robot.
Oh, that?
Marari VO. We're done. We did it.
She talks like that all the time, though. Oh, man.
See, that's problem solving. Keep it cheap so we don't actually have to get actual super talented VO.
Yeah.
Hey now, I do VO.
She's not cheap either, dude.
All right, Sloth says what wants to know. Are you looking? Oh, never mind. That was a question for me. And they were asking are you looking at all questions and not allowed to ask certain things? I am looking at all questions, but if they are rude questions, I am avoiding them. The next question is from Verana Bloodrose. Will we see the return of hoverboards? Or hoverboard Z-Pre or Z-Bricks?
Yes.
Or similar hoverboard racing events?
Yep.
Zipri, you will see it. There will be a return. When, we cannot say. But it will be soon, TM.
Sooner than you think.
Soon,
the same thing.
TM.
Sooner than you think.
Yes, which is the same exact thing as what, yeah,
Soon TM.
Soon TM.
Yeah.
That's going to be the name of my next tune. Soon TM.
Our next question is, what are the planned changes for halls? I know you kind of talked about it already, but...
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. Basically, it's both teams are on offense for each room. You're playing best of 3 rooms. So if you win the first 2 rooms, the match is over. You don't go through offense, 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 defense, defense, defense. And then the side points in each room are basically area capture points rather than click to capture points.
Yes,
So
correct. Well, we have about 15 minutes left in the show, and I think we should go ahead and pull our winner. Actually, no? Let's go ahead. We'll do that one at the end. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and have people then plug in and make sure that they can go ahead and have an opportunity to win the Taurine Sword Cat mount, which is a freaking awesome mount. It's really cool Pumera mount, which looks really awesome because it has these weird tusks coming out. It really looks like a kicker. Well, yeah, it's ouchy. So please don't make him mad. I like the teeth, because you know underneath that is another set of teeth. Real teeth. His mask is just teeth and then more
that is
teeth.
a cool mount, but it's not as cool as what's going on in Ilium right now.
What's going on in Ilium? Oh, everybody's a bush.
I can't see all the players. I don't know what happened. They're all so invisible. How could anyone figure out?
I thought you were going to go with, where's my
bushes?
shrubbery?
Okay, so continuing on.
A shrubbery.
If you want to win that really cool mount that we just showed off right there, you're going to have to go ahead and first off, follow our Twitch channel, WildStar Twitch channel. Then go ahead and type in chat in all caps, one word, cupcake. Type it once. If you type it twice, you're going to get DQ'd. So we don't want that to happen. We want you to have a fair shake at this. And then we will go ahead and Maggie will call out the winner at the end of the show. Go ahead and if you're interested at all in what's going on with Dev Chase and you're just like, Dungeon Chase, which is kind of chasing the devs really.
The last couple hours.
Yeah, you can read about it online, but we have a few more days of this going and it's fun. You can see all of the fun things that you can get. And each week you can get it, each set of days. So there's Forge cases, there's Sword Maiden cases. Each will be available for a limited amount of time during that time, and then both will be available during a certain amount of time. These are the decor items that you can get for your housing plot with them. There are some exclusive purchases within the in-game store as well that you can go ahead and get during this time. There's also the Valentine's Day items, which I showed off earlier, and I'm just going to get out my cool little Snuggles because he's so cute. And he's really making the office like melt, seriously.
He's pretty amazing.
He's pretty cute. So you can go ahead and get that. You can get some plushies for your housing plot, for your like decor items for your housing plot. You can get the bed. All of these wonderful things that you can get come from the in-game store. So if you want them, there they are. What else? I think that's it. That's all for that. We enjoy doing these dev play events with you.
It's been a lot of fun today.
It has been, like, we've done them twice today. Yep. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. This is the most I've gotten to play with the players in a very long time, and I really love it. I know that across the board, asking around and meeting up with everybody between the events, everybody was excited. They've had a really good time chatting with players and stuff and getting in groups. Should you want or have ideas for different kinds of dev play events, and you think that they would be great ideas, please put them in the forums. We're always open to all your suggestions and for definitely playing with you guys and getting in the game and doing that. So please let us know. Give all your feedback there, and we'll do what we can. We're trying to get these up at least once a month and make sure that we
She said the mic was scratching again, so I had to make a production
What is up
out of
with
it.
you and the like scratchy
I
mic?
don't know. It's like I have a lot of hair on my face. Or
You know, I think
something.
that's what it is. It's, or maybe you have like one or two long ones that are just like, oh, that's not right. Don't do it.
Sorry.
Creepy. I actually saw it in action too, and it was like, ooh, I don't want that mic when you're done. So go ahead and please give us all your feedback and let us know what your thoughts are. If you have a question and it hasn't been answered here, or if the show ends, please go ahead and go to the forums, post it there, and we'll see who we can get in there to make sure that it gets answered. In addition to that, if you missed the last episode from earlier today, our time, that will be on YouTube shortly, but you can also go to YouTube, to the WildStar YouTube channel, and make sure, like, if you want to catch old episodes of stuff and all of the stuff that we've said before, especially last week's episode where we completely, like, enjoyed the heck out of Arctera. Like, thoroughly enjoyed.
Arctera's pretty rad.
It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't wait. Go ahead and catch that episode. It's on right now. What else?
Sorry. I fidget, constantly moving my chairs around.
And that is all I have for news and information and recaps and fun stuff.
There'll be a bunch more stuff coming
Yeah.
in the next few weeks.
Yep, totally.
PTR's not too far away, and
No.
once that shows up, I'm sure there will be many questions
Yep.
and lots of polish passes and bugs to fix and stuff on PTR.
I'm glad that you brought the PTR up because there was an email. We periodically send our emails out to everybody, and it did have the date of the 16th in it. It is not the 16th due to some technical issues that we found when we were, getting prepared to push this online. We've had to push it. So we don't have an ETA as to when it's going to be on, but we are actively seeking a real quick fix, and it should be soon after that. So it won't be too much longer. But once it's on, he's like not allowed to move at all because of his mic. But once it's on, we definitely need you guys to get in, test all the fun content, or just check it out. And that's that.
I think the rating of this stream is progressively getting worse.
Why do you? Oh,
Progressively getting better. Also, we have 10 minutes
Yeah, we
left.
do
So
have
what
10
we like to
minutes.
do at 10 minutes is do a rapid fire. Are you guys ready for it? Answer the questions as
Absolutely.
quickly as you
Let's
can.
do this.
10-minute
see
rapid
if-
fire.
Let's
Yes,
see if
no.
you guys can rapid fire answer questions faster. And if you guys have yes or no questions, toss them in chat, and I will try to pick them up. But for now, I'm going to go back through the queue.
Cool deal.
CRB KDM asks, if you would be an ice cream flavor, what would you be?
Rainbow sherbet.
What would be yours, Brett?
Something coffee flavored.
Yeah.
Okay. Samayo91 wants to know, will I need cred to access the PTR?
No.
No.
Coden Ike wants to know, are we likely to see communities/neighborhoods in the next drop?
No.
Pinky wants to know, are you excited about RMT?
Yes.
Yes.
Huggy Bears wants to know, is there a way I can trade in 200 pearl necklaces for some type of item? Your love would always be nice.
We love you, but
I'm
you,
way too
you're
immature
not-
for that question.
Yeah. No.
You can vendor them for some money.
There you go.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your favorite color in the alphabet? And this is from Mudkips.
Wait, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your favorite color in the
The
alphabet?
correct.
Threve.
Thurple.
All right. Amadoy wants to know, when's drop 7?
No comment.
Not this week.
Redactineer wants to know, when Arctera goes live on PTR, will RMT be on there also?
Yes.
Yes.
Same build.
Philippe63 wants to know, favorite captain from Space Show?
Picard.
Brett?
Mal.
What?
Mao.
Okay. Wagsies wants to know, is WildStar ready for Steam release?
No.
We're ready. The code isn't.
Razhork wants to know, will RMT be the size of GA or DS?
It will be somewhere in the middle. It has more bosses than GA, less than Datascape.
Fungi wants to know, where do I download the PTR?
There is, in the PTR section of the forums, there is a pinned sticky thing. Read it. It'll tell you all about it. And there's also a download link there.
On the internet.
It's on the internet.
Oxtube, wait, what? You don't need a subscription to access the PTR?
No.
I was told the opposite recently.
I believe
Snap.
that changed during
Yeah,
the
during
free-to-play beta.
CBT.
I'm not sure.
Or when we had our closed beta testing from the last time, it stays the same. If that has changed, though, if there's going to be any change, I will update the community myself. But as it stands, it has remained open from our last test point, and it's planning on staying open. So pretty much anyone can access it.
All right. That means if Sunshine doesn't say it, then it isn't true. I'm just kidding.
Not true.
I was kidding. Hildergen Hildegen, sorry, it's one of our devs, says sherbet is not ice cream. That's not a question. That is a statement.
Okay, we'll talk later. We'll talk later. Fisticuffs.
Amadoy wants to know, is RMT structure similar to DS in terms of 3 wings, etc.?
No, it's a little bit more linear than the previous raids. You'll kind of see the bosses in a specific order, but because of the way we're doing boss-by-boss lockouts, you'll be able to kind of jump around between them if you want to do the hard modes in a different order.
Yes, and try to remember, make your questions yes or no to make it easier for us, because we are doing rapid fire, so yes or no is the easiest. Old Man Blue wants to know, when are we getting Mordish and Mordecai and Makari houses?
Not this week.
No.
Esper Lord wants to know, are there going to be rewards for getting X amount of achievements points?
I don't know.
Not my team.
Yeah, no,
Achievement points don't get you killed.
Here's the thing. Put them on. Put it on the forums, please.
All right. Redactineer, are you going to give Makari full boot models?
Maybe someday.
Mr. Dodden, will you join my raid?
I probably already have. You just don't know it.
Oh, snap.
Ooh, ominous.
SizyG01, can you make something themed around the Prime Cubig?
There's an entire episode in Aurora themed around the Prime Cubic, and it's amazing. I know people get very like, I'm Exile, I'm Dominion. If you haven't played through Aurora on the Dominion side, it's only like level 15, 16, 17, somewhere in that range. It's really, really good. And really funny. So I suggest checking it out. It's only a couple hours into the leveling process.
All right, remember guys, yes or no questions, so it makes it faster for us.
Yay.
So we can answer more questions. Reigns8, also an amazing streamer. Go check him out. Reigns8, Reigns the number 8. Definitely go check his Twitch out. Lots of streaming and good raid content, and very helpful. Wants to know, are you going to save PvP servers? Kappa.
Someday.
More to come.
And then we have Prez B. Lusky. How do you flip pancakes?
What?
How do you flip pancakes?
That's what Orin are for.
That's racist. Druid's Fire wants to know, who's the most awesome composer whose name rhymes with Jeff Kurtenacker?
Neff Herdenacker. Right?
Sayx wants to know, will there ever be a Rousdower mount?
Not that I know of.
Not
right
this
yet.
week.
Yeah, but that's not a no. It's just not that we know of.
Iliag, are you going to change raid lockouts at any time soon?
Yes. Well, okay. Define soon. We are changing the way raid lockouts work with Red Moon Terror. So when Red Moon Terror goes live, we are switching to a boss-by-boss lockout system. If you look on the forums, I talked about it a little bit there. Philby63,
who gave the Elden the plans to make the device that made Drusera?
I did.
Slap chop.
Death Row wants to know, can I stream the PTS stuff?
Yes.
Yes.
There will be no.
Laser
there will
Louie
be
wants
no
to
NDA.
know,
Sorry.
boss lockouts or loot lockouts in RMT?
Yes.
Amadoy, will there be a new dungeon with Arctera?
There will be a WorldStar instance which functions like an expedition. So there will not be a veteran dungeon, but there will be a new expedition.
And I don't think you're going to answer this one. Juxun says, what language is the game written in?
French, German, and English.
Don't think that's what he meant, but that's funny.
Mostly
Mayaline
C++.
wants to know, will there be a title from PTR this time, and what happened to the one from last time?
Will there be a title?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's going to be a title for this time. I will look into the one from last time. You should have it.
We do give out Wrecking Crew titles every now and then.
And we do give a Wrecking Crew title. The Wrecking Crew title, actually, if you report a bug, a serious bug in game, and that bug is noticed, and we go ahead and it's a real good game breaker, we will give you the Wrecking Crew title.
All right, we have 1 minute left to answer some questions before we're going to pick our winner of the The Taurin mount.
The Turin sword
Yeah.
mount.
This one.
Sword
We'll
cat.
put it up. Oh, if I can find it. Haha.
Here it is. Someone's wearing it,
Oh,
riding it in
yay.
game.
There it is.
And I got it here
Oh,
too.
there it goes.
I got it. We got it at the same time. Oh, there you go. Nice. We'll put it on the screen.
Here
Yeah,
it
but this
is,
guy-
like
this,
in
this
all
guy's
its-
also got black and white ink.
Yep.
Very beautiful. Oh, he doesn't even know.
Very
He
dark.
doesn't even know how
Yep.
famous he is right now. All right, the next question is from Laser Louie. Is the new lockout mechanic also going to affect DS and GA?
Yes.
And Wagsies wants to know, can time travel eat another cupcake for us?
I only brought one.
one.
So this is all that's left.
Eon Bien wants to know, as someone who enjoyed raiding at launch, will I enjoy RMT?
Yes.
Riku2131, should we be expecting new dragon mounts in the foreseeable future? Sorry about that, guys.
We have
No.
old dragon mounts?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? Where is, what? Show me.
Where are these Darkins? All right, next
Do you
question.
mean Draken mounts?
Trogdor.
Maybe he might mean dragon, but it says dragon. It's,
Oh.
it's
Well, if they
spelled
probably
the word
mean Draken, we'll go ahead and explore that for sure. That's a really, really good. That's a good idea, and we should look into it and make sure that that's a cool thing that we can do.
Beard action.
Beard action.
All right, next
just pulled
question
it
is
down.
from Tucklebuck. Are you going to merge Warhound and Entity?
Can't answer that quite yet. It is a
Philby63,
possibility.
will there be a continuing story about the little critter you left behind on Outpost 13?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's
You
like
should
a
bug Kadium about it.
yeah.
KDM's in chat, so
Yep.
poker. Palestorm wants to know, is Frost coming back?
Unlikely.
Funky wants to know, is Vicious the best Esper or not?
If you reduce the sample size to 1, then yes.
That's like the best answer ever. What mini pet would you like to see the most added to the game?
Ooh.
I already requested it for Red Moon Terror, so it's coming.
All right, and that's our last question for the evening. Go ahead and tell people how they can win another mount.
Tell people how to win them out.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm like, what? So this is how you're going to win the mount. If you have gone ahead and you posted cupcake in the chat, one word, all caps, and you only did it once. If you're also following our WildStar live stream channel, then you will now become eligible for this wonderful, cool, awesome Taurine Sword Cat mount. Probably the coolest mount in game at the moment. More cool mounts to come in the future. So if you did all of those things, Maggie's going to go ahead and push the randomizer, and she's going to draw a magic name out of the hat, and that person will win this awesome mount. So that.
And our winner is... Are you guys ready for it? Starts with an M. Ends with an O. Mr. _Neo. Congratulations,
Yay!
Mr. Neo.
Yay! That's
Congrats.
awesome. Congrats. We'll be contacting, Maggie will contact you and poke you, and we'll make sure that you get your mount. What else? And that is it. Okay, it's really weird to see the, on your screen, because they all look like giant Chewa. And Chewa are very tiny, but it looks like it's they're giant. They're super
They're
giant.
Godzillas.
Oh, and look at that. Yay. So that's that. I'm pretty sad, actually. I really like this dev play event this time. This has been probably my most favorite dev play yet. If it has for you as well, please let us know. If it hasn't and we could be doing something better, please let us know. We hang out on Reddit, we hang out on the forums,
Yep.
we hang out on Twitter, and we hang out on Facebook. Those are all the places that we go to compile your feedback and to make these things better for you and better for everyone. We have thoroughly enjoyed hanging out with you, and we hope that we get many, 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 many more opportunities to hop in game, play games with you. Many of our devs are in game periodically, and they will let you know. You can see them if they're a CRB, or sometimes that's just their Carbine name. So in this case, Time Travel has his own staff character, and so he goes and plays periodically. We all do it. You can find me online. I'm Sunshine. I'm on Entity Exile. So. And that's that. We love you so much, and we want you to have a really great Valentine's Day. and enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Follow us on all of our social channels. That's Twitter, Facebook. You can follow us also through the forums and everywhere else. So we are everywhere, and we like it that way. And that's that. Any last cool, awesome words?
Thanks for joining us, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Mwah!
All right, lovely people. Thanks again for tuning in to our WildStar live stream. We do these weekly, so be sure to tune in next Friday. We'll always let you know whenever we go live via all of our social platforms. So make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and as well as right here on Twitch so that you can get emailed to let us know whenever we go live. Now, what we do at the end of our stream is we like to share the WildStar love. And how we do this is we like to go on a little raid. Who doesn't like raiding? All right, guys, are you ready? What you're going to do is you're going to click this link that I'm going to post in chat, and you're going to go into their channel and go into their chat, and you are going to type WildStar Raid. Ready? Head on over to the channel that I have posted in chat. This is Kel Scattergood. She's great. She streams often. Make sure that you go over there and click that link and type in WildStar Raid. Thanks again for tuning in. Later, guys.
Dream. How are you guys all?